of the landing of the airplane. I was sleeping. It's 9 a.m. here. Now I just need to go through all the medical stuff, the baggage area, check out, and then we'll go back home. Hey guys, it's Alian 4 years later. The reason why I'm recording this is basically, for some reason, I didn't record like a kind of review of how my Bosnia trip went. And I think I should have done that because it's important just to also talk about stuff that happened off camera maybe. So yeah, so in general, I loved my Bosnia trip. The Bosnia trip was amazing. It was the first holiday. I think I've only been 2 holidays that I can remember. Switzerland 2019, Bosnia in 2021. Anyway, this Bosnia trip was amazing. It was, of course, during COVID. We were meant to go to Georgia, but it was COVID times and there were like red listed countries and Georgia just became red listed. So we were like, okay, why not Bosnia? And we don't regret it at all. It was beautiful. It had a lot of history, rich history, because you know about the Bosnian War and then also about Ottoman stuff as well. And it was easy for me to get food because it's a Muslim country, or at least the ratio is 50-50. So halal food was not an issue. And even their traditional dishes, I'm not sure I showed it in any of my vlogs. I had, I think, 2 of their traditional dishes. One that I can remember is shivap. Shivap it looks like a kebab, but it tasted different and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I can't remember the other dish that I had. I think it was a dessert. But anyway, the food was good. The hospitality was amazing in Bosnia. I forgot to also mention, people in Bosnia are massive. They are so tall. They're wide as well. They're like broad and they're so tall. I'm not even a tall man. I felt tiny and I'm 5'7". So yeah, and even my dad's 5'11", and he was seen as tiny. But they weren't aggressive. They were really nice. And the hotel that we stayed at in Sarajevo, the breakfast was good, the service, the people who owned it, everything. It was great. And Sarajevo, like I said, it's rich in history. There was so many museums. There was so much to do in Sarajevo, and it was beautiful to look at. So many different like places to see. And then Mostar was a bit warmer than Sarajevo. I remember, I think it was in the 30 degrees. And again, beautiful, so nice, lovely. I think my favorite place throughout the whole trip to go to was the Dervish house. Dervish house, I didn't record it very well. I think another thing about this trip, I was lacking confidence in just holding my phone out and recording because it looks a bit weird. I think now if I did it now, I'd be a lot more different. I'd capture better moments. I didn't vlog as much. I vlogged some stuff. It was a decent series, but I could have been better. So I'm sorry for that. So many hills and mountains. So we drove from Sarajevo to Mostar and Prijedor. So on the routes, you could see like beautiful hills and everything. So yeah, we also stopped at like a few villages as well on the way. Again, I didn't capture that. I should have captured that. And the people, again, were so nice. We'd get some fruit there. They'd be so hospitable. Yeah, I should have really captured that. I really regret not doing that because they were just so nice. And it's close to my heart. Sarajevo and Mostar, both very good. Now, Prijedor, Prijedor was a bit iffy. So we didn't do enough research. I let my brother do everything to research all the places. Not I, but we as a family just let my brother do everything. And Prijedor was in the Republic of, I think, Srpska. So basically, there were Bosnian Serbs there. So not a lot of halal stuff. I literally went to 2 restaurants and I asked, "Oh, do you have halal food?" They didn't even know what halal food was. And I was like, "This is Bosnia. Why is it like this?" And then I did some research. There wasn't even much to do in Prijedor as well. And also my mum felt a bit uncomfortable because my mum wears a hijab and people were really staring at her and she felt very, I don't know, she didn't feel very comfortable in Prijedor. Another thing I forgot to add was in Mostar, my brother got sick, very sick. I don't know what it was. It was some sort of food poisoning, but then we all got it, I think, a day or 2 later in Prijedor. So that's why we also didn't do much in Prijedor. We were just sick and it was awful. It was really bad. Like, I kept vomiting. I don't vomit very often. Me, my mum, and my 2 brothers were all got sick. My dad was the only one that didn't. But that was definitely a big low in the trip. Another thing I forgot to mention is, well, it was technically after the Bosnia trip, but when we went to get our PCR tests, they didn't really do it properly. It was I don't know. All of us tested negative for COVID, but basically how it worked, me, my mum, and my two brothers went back to Doha. My dad had to go to the UK to work. And upon arriving in the UK, my dad tested positive. And I think he did have COVID in Bosnia because he was coughing and he felt ill as well. The youngest brother, he also got COVID as well. And I don't know how none of us got COVID because my brother was literally sleeping on my lap on the flight. So I don't know how I didn't get COVID. Anyways, yeah, that's another thing I wanted to add. We got two of us got COVID. In general, I would rate my Bosnia trip very highly. I've been to Switzerland before. Switzerland, there was I guess more touristy stuff because it's a popular tourist destination, and Bosnia not so much. But I do recommend you going to Bosnia. I liked the Bosnia trip more. Switzerland was beautiful, don't get me wrong, like it's gorgeous, but so is Bosnia. And I definitely want to go again in the future. But yeah, Bosnia's up there. Love it. I recommend you going.